This is Julian, and I'm here in Vienna, Austria. And what we're gonna crack into in this video here is a segment from last night's live event, where I talk about why I do what I do, where I talk about my mission, what I'm trying to bring to the world, why I'm trying to bring it to the world, and hopefully by the end of this video, you might have shifted perspectives a little bit, perhaps re-examined what you've been doing so far in terms of your journey of growth, your journey of transformation, and perhaps a little seed has been planted that just might change your life in ways you cannot possibly imagine. Enjoy. My entire journey, even in success with women, was never to just get women. It was always to fill that little void inside of me. Always. And I tried everything and nothing worked. And being very modest, like I fought against massive self-sabotage, but I literally achieved everything I thought would fill that void. I fucked more women than I should, than any person should. Like my dick could fall off now and I'd be fine because I fucked everything I wanted to fuck. I fucked everything. I've done everything on my list. I can't even think of something else. You know, for real. So it's like, okay, maybe it's not the women. Money. Made more money than I could possibly spend. Especially when you travel, say before the scandal, it's like I'm just with my suitcase, I can't spend on shit. So I'm like, okay, still nothing inside. So I got women, money, maybe travel, cooler friends, cooler activities, traveled around the world. Been everywhere I ever wanted to go, except Alaska. I want to go to Alaska and Iceland. Those are the last two. And Portugal, 3. Those are the last 3 places. After that, I don't even travel ever again. I've been everywhere. I've done like 7 world tours. Okay? So that didn't work. Maybe validation and praise, like fame, Z-level celebrity. Got that. Didn't work. And at the surface, it was like, what the fuck is missing? Like I couldn't think of anything that was missing. And yet underneath it all, like if I sat with myself, and you can try this here you are hustling, doing all this shit, but underneath it all, underneath the facade you put on, underneath all those thoughts like think positive, underneath it all, it's the same old fucking you. The same old you that's been there from the moment you were fucking born, as far as you can remember. The same insecurities, the same doubts, that same little void. And if you are true to yourself and you stop lying to yourself, stop trying to bullshit yourself, you're like, what am I doing? And it's shocking to realize, but if nothing truly changed underneath it all, what the fuck have you been doing with your life? Everything you've been doing here, all those goals you've been chasing, like, let's go do some fucking approach anxiety, it didn't do shit. Because underneath it all, there you are. You could have done nothing, it'd be the same fucking thing. You're just running around chasing shit that won't fix stuff. Mentally masturbating. It's just fucking a big circle jerk. That's the life of most people. In self-help, outside of self-help. Just this big circle jerk, thinking eventually it'll work. It doesn't. Oh, well, maybe when I get a girlfriend. Didn't work. Maybe when I have kids. Didn't work. Maybe when I have grandkids. Old people say that. Didn't work. Die miserable. Live miserable. It's crazy. You know? And that really fucked with me. You know, you go through this... all these disillusionments, you know, where you think it's going to work. You're an Eckhart Tolle fan. And what's even worse is getting it and realize it didn't work. And that's the life that all of us go through. It didn't work. It didn't work. And instead of being like, maybe I'm doing it the wrong way. Maybe I'm just focusing on surface things. You're like, no. It's this. Oh, that didn't work. It's that. And you just keep chasing shit that doesn't matter. And we're all just focusing on basically the effects. If you think about it like this, here is what it's like to be fucking you at a core. That's you. Here's your personality, a lot of which you've developed in a reaction to feeling shitty at a core. And here's your life situation. We think that more money, more friends, better house, better job, get older, all this shit is going to change it. It doesn't. Go a little deeper. Okay, money doesn't buy happiness, everyone. Focus on your personality. Positive affirmation, more books, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't work. And we just keep doing that, and then we die. What we don't realize is that this comes first. These are simply the effects. This is at the cause. This affects this. This affects that. If there's one thing you take from this event is this. Wherever you go, there you are. Doesn't matter what you do in terms of your life situation. Doesn't matter what you do in terms of personality. There you fucking are. And reflect back on all those things you thought would change everything. Those things you thought would work. When I finally get a girl. Most likely you got a girl. Here you are chasing something else. When I make more money. You're making more money. Now you're chasing something else. We're always just chasing something else. It's endless. At what point are you like, what am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? When I read more books, how many books do you need to fucking read? You probably read a ton. When I do more classes, well, how many classes do you take? What the fuck are you doing? It's really that, what the fuck are you doing? But do we want to acknowledge this? No. Because it literally means acknowledging that everything you've been doing here has been a fucking waste of time. The best way to illustrate this, and this is something Stephen Covey talks about in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He talks about, say I give you a map. You know, here we're in Vienna. I'm like, here's a map of Berlin. Find your way around, Vienna. Are you going to find your way around? What if you take on a very positive attitude? Are you going to find your way around? What if you hustle a lot? What if you drink a green juice with the map of Berlin? Now, what if you read a lot of books? No. What if you use positive affirmations? What if you're just a little more grateful? Are you going to find your way around? No, because it's the wrong fucking map. Now, let's just say you're born, and from the moment you're born, I'm like, hey, here's the map, Berlin. Go find your way around. And your entire fucking life, you're trying to find your way around Vienna using this map of Berlin. Here you are, an adult, and I come up to you. I'm like, hey, it's the wrong map. Are you going to accept that? And you'd be like, oh, thanks for telling me. Or are you going to be like, fuck that. I spent way too much energy. I've spent my entire life trying to make this map work. I've become the map. My ego is the map. I've invested so much into this map. There is no fucking way I'm dropping it. Because it means acknowledging everything you've been doing has been completely wrong. It's literally like you've been playing like a gambling game, and you've just your entire life put money in the pot, and I'm like, hey, just let it go. You're not going to win. You're like, fuck no, all my money's in there and more. Keep going. And we just keep going. We'd rather just live in this state of denial, trying to make this map work, because it's way too scary to let go of it. It kills your ego. And who are you without the map? And then we just live our lives that way. For me, again, I'm not better than this. I'm more stubborn than anyone. What did it take for me to let go of the map? A fucking worldwide media scandal. The media scandal is one that's like, it burned the map for me. I would never have dropped that map. I was chasing like all this shit more than anyone else. I had like fucking rockets on my ass going fucking as much as I could. It's like more money, more fame, more travel, more friends, more, nonstop. That's why I even pushed my marketing. More extreme comments. That's what's missing. And then all this just fucking crumbled. All those things I was trying to use to fill that void, to affect this, taken away. And then you have two choices. Either you keep hanging on to it and you let it drag you all the way down until you are gone, which happens to most people who've gone through scandals, by the way, and I was so lucky it didn't happen to me, or you just fucking let go. And you stop being so stubborn. You stop trying to find yourself in all this shit. And you get to the cause. You start with that. This is at the cause. Stop fucking around with the effects. Stop being so stubborn. At what point are you going to realize it's the wrong map? It's the wrong map. And I can tell you this now, and you're like, maybe he's right, but I'm going to keep no. And everyone's on their own journey. And you have to really come to this point where there's a certain willingness to consider it's the wrong map. Because when you do, and you actually get to the cause, that's when the work truly begins. And that's the intense work, by the way. All that work, I'm like, the effects. I thought it was intense. You know, even going out and like, you hear, progressively desensitize yourself to anxiety-provoking situations. I thought that was intense. That's nothing. That is absolutely nothing until you start diving into this. Because this means, instead of, this is the approach, by the way, this is what changed my life. Instead of assuming that you're shit and need to do something to affect it, it's question this. Why do I think I'm shit? As we talked about earlier today, why do I think I'm shit? And diving into all that. It's the stuff we don't want to do. It's literally like there's a monster in your closet as a kid, or a monster under the bed. And instead of doing anything to like try to run away from the monster or trying to get enough money so the monster vanishes, it's stop running away from it. Let's stop here. Let's look under the bed. Let's open the closet, feel terrified doing it, and realize that there is no monster. That's the approach. If you want to think of it like this. Do the way we're conditioned. We think we're down here. We want to get up here. Here's the approach, unfortunately, most people do, the go about. I feel like shit. For me to feel like I'm good enough, I'm going to bring everyone down to my level. That's it. Then as you, who's clapping at that? It's like, yes, bring everyone down. Then, as you kind of move up, you're like, okay, fuck this. Let's bring myself up. Yeah? But that doesn't work. The true approach is, why do I think I'm down here? I'm already up here. Let's remove all the lies that I bought into that have convinced me that I'm down here. And when you change this at a core, everything else changes. You literally step into a new experience of you, and the entire world, your whole perception of the world, your experience of the world changes as well.
We live in an uncertain world. Just turn on the news, what do you see? Chaos, terror, suffering. Things are changing so fast that your head is spinning. You know the feeling, being pulled in different directions by your friends, your family, mainstream media, not knowing what to do or who to believe. Did you ever stop and ask yourself, how did your life get this way?
I felt so much shame when it comes to being me, and now I don't feel that shame anymore.
I had no way of being able to deal with that pain, and for the first time in my life, I finally feel an inner stillness and peace in myself.
I didn't even know what was happening. Like, my hands were just shaking. And it was just like me being my authentic self.
Most of us live lives of escapism. Anything to cope with this feeling eating us up inside. Distracting ourselves with dumb things on TV, numbing ourselves with junk food, alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs. Is this the way life was meant to be, or is there perhaps another way?
It's been the first time in over 10 years since my dad died that I actually felt like I did before.
I've decided to take a stance for good, for love, for authenticity. And I've created a movement of people dedicated to raising the vibe. A movement dedicated to doing something about this, and it's called Transformation Mastery Academy.
That was amazing, just being able to finally find that root reason.
I really want to thank each and every one of you out of the bottom of my heart. Thank you, guys.
Now, I'm not some fake guru promising you overnight results. What I promise you here is a tribe of people to help support you and guide you along this journey. In Transformation Mastery Academy, you'll no longer be alone. You'll no longer feel lost. You will be given the roadmap to true, permanent personal transformation. Enough with this fake life of quiet desperation. Step into your truth and join the movement.